Okay, guys, I was asked this weekend, what is net positive? Because I've heard me say that on a number of occasions. Well, I think the easiest way to describe this is when you go to a supermarket, you often hear people say loss leaders. Okay? In other words, they'll buy a cheap product that entices them into the store and then they'll buy more. And that cheap product that they might actually be making a loss on got you to get other products, and then when you go to the checkout, the actual profit the shop makes is positive. Whereas if you hadn't have seen that cheap opportunity, you might have just walked past the door. That's a rough version of net positive. Now, I used to do this all the time in the factory, because you have certain trends and fads, and you'll buy some product in, and then it's derelict. Now, it could be broken, crust box, maybe slightly damaged. Nothing wrong with what's inside, but it just looks a bit tatty. So we'd make up gift boxes with that. So we'd chuck a bit of tat in one thing and another and chuck something good in. And then that's a way of getting rid of it. But when it comes to the charts, what net positive means is you start with 0 and end with 1. And it doesn't matter what happens in the middle. Because there's a big thing in this industry about you've got to be right all the time. No, you don't. But you should be making money all the time. If you're losing money all the time, just put it in a Vanguard or something like that, an index tracker, and let it do the heavy lifting. Because your first job as a trader is to outperform the bank. Now, if you can outperform the bank, then you're making your money work for you. If you're not outperforming the bank, you take this out. Why go through the stress in the first place? And it's why sometimes some people get a bit upset with me. Well, a lot of people get upset with me all the time, judged by the melons I see in the comments. But I try and tell you the way the world is. And my experiences, my highs, my lows. And somebody said to me, oh, wow, you're an overnight success sort of thing. I said, well, it's a 20-year overnight success. It took me a long time to learn the job. And that's one of the key issues. This is a job, period. You come into this with expectations that are pie in the sky, you're wasting your time. But if you come in with this and sort of think to yourself, well, I want to make £5 every day. £5 every single day. So in theory, that's £35 a week across 7 days. But what if I said this is the deal? Said you're going to get £5 every day, but I want you to pay me £10 for the privilege. Now you look at me and go, oh, hold on a second. Well, let's think this one through. Well, I get £5 today, I get £5 tomorrow, but then I give you £10, and then the rest of the week I get £5 every day. Well, that means you end up with 25 quid after 7 days. That's net positive. In other words, you're expecting to give some of it back. Now, I do this on a regular basis with stage trades. You see, if I throw everything into the market at once, I have nowhere to go. And on the time when I have to give something back, I'm giving it all back. All of it. Whereas if I break up, I might only give you a certain percentage of that trade back. And it would just become a cost of doing business. My loss leader. I hope that kind of makes sense in a roundabout way. Because the amount of people that come at me and say, oh, it's all about the risk and one thing and another. Well, let's start working that one out. If you're risking something, well, I've got news for you, boys and girls. You've already lost it. You should risk nothing. You should invest. Changes the way you look at it. Well, I'm going to invest 50 quid into this. Might cost me £10 of that 50 quid. And I'm going to get 60 quid back. Fine. Because I've got my original investment back. A couple of red marks in the middle. But I've still got a net positive return. And that's why you work the chart. Now, working the chart can look at it in a different way because you can actually look at net positive from a technical point of view. Now, how can you do that? How can you look at a chart from a technical point of view as net positive? It's very simple. You do law of averages across the board. When you see me talking, and you get plenty of people trying to pull it apart, saying, it's this and it's that and it's other, because they clearly don't know what they're looking at. You know, think about this logically. You can have head and shoulders patterns, pin bars, starbursts, moving average crosses, momentum ignitions, you name it. There's 101 different sort of names. But what do they actually do? They all do the same thing. The price is either going to go up or it's going to go down. And on the point of view pressing that button, you really don't know which way it's going to go. You can surmise and have a good idea, but you don't actually know because it's the future. All you can do is work on past experience and past relevant data. Now, some data is better than others, and you've got to find that little sweet spot. So how could you do that? Well, that's where net positive chart reading comes into it. Let me kind of show you. If we look at this particular setup, this here is a very simple, easy to see correlation. Okay, you've got the S&P 500 up here, which will correlate loosely into these two. Okay, you've then got gold. Gold's pushing down, that's pushing up. Well, if that's pushing up, them two would naturally come down. They're loose correlations. All right, do they tell you a lot? Not really, but they can help you pick out a market just by looking at them as a barometer. But let's zone into this a little bit. Okay, so if we sort of go up onto, say, a day score, and we'll pick euro dollar because everybody likes euro dollar. Well, I think everybody likes euro dollar, but euro dollar is good. But think about this. What is that actually telling you at this moment in time? Well, it's a 1 minute chart. It's not really telling you a great deal. In a sideways motion, pressure's moving up, momentum's moving up. Not a great deal of strength in it, but it's very weak. How do I know that? Because it's a very short time frame. There's not a great deal of information in it. Not really enough to make a logical decision. Okay? What about this? Well, this is a monthly chart. That's got a huge amount of information inside it. But what's it telling you when you look at it? You can see it's been in a loose range itself, but it's been there for years. Okay? There's no real general direction. Momentum is in the range and the strength is running out of it. But it's still got pressure to the upper side. So how long would that last for? Well, that could run naturally at this area up here. Okay. How long will it take to get there? Well, let's have a look. Let's just get across here. So the last time was in and around this area, and it went all the way up to there, which is 6 bars. 6 months it took to do it. So you're going to sit in the trade for 6 months? Of course you're not. But can you use this in some way? Well, of course you can. You can start working out the law of averages. What is the general consensus of this chart? Well, I've got no general direction. I'm in the range with momentum, but it's moving up. And the last close was up. So the monthly is up. Well, what's a weekly got to say about this? Well, the weekly is kind of telling you it's in a range. General direction is up. Momentum's up. And the last few bars were up. So the two of them agree with each other. So the law of averages there is up. Take it down into a daily. What have we got here? Well, this is telling you a different story. General direction is down. You're down in the range. And it looks like it's been selling off. And the Bollinger Band is closing in. So as a top basket, the law of averages is telling you it's moving up. But one of the time frames is completely against the grain. But it's still a better buy than it is a sell, because 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Net positive looking at it. Now look at that down into something that's relevant, because that's really high. If you're swing trading, that's what you really need to be looking at. But when you're day trading, you need to come further in. So you can start going down like this. Well, what's happening here? We have general direction, momentum down, and it's sitting underneath the moving average. So that's obviously telling you it's down. Okay. What about this? Similar story. It's down, it's down. It's in a range, big drop down, hasn't closed underneath the Bollinger, even though it's underneath the moving average. Moving average is coming down, it's down. So at the moment, 2 ain't bad. 15 minute, what's this say? Well, the 15 minute telling you it's down, but momentum's starting to shift the opposite way, but the strength is down. Okay, so you might be looking to sell this thing. Brilliant. Take it down into 5 minutes. What have we got now? Now it's telling you a different story. It's telling you it's moving up. Momentum is telling you it's moving up, and we have 0 strength anymore to the downside. So therefore, what can you deduce? Well, it's very simple. You've worked out your dominance as a sell, but in the moment, when you're looking at it right now, down on a 5 minute, even a 1 minute, if that's where you want to go, is telling you it's going the opposite way. So that is kind of net positive. In other words, your entry chart is going against your directional chart. So that tells you to wait and let the market move a little bit higher before you start selling it. But then when you do start selling it, just put your toe in the market. Just a little bit, because it might still be on that upward push. And if it's on that upward push, you can now stage into it to get a better price and reduce your exposure. And then when it drops, because that's what the bigger time frames are telling you, you get more for your buck. Now, you might actually hit your profit target before it gets to where you first got in. But sometimes you get in a bit early. So you would sacrifice that trade, but the other ones are paying you on the way in. And that's net positive in a roundabout way. If you're stuck, just drop on the website, scruffytrader.com. I'm easy found. My contact details are there. I've set up a WhatsApp channel. You can find that publicly, and you'll see all of my updates on that as well. So do try and search that out. And as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will. See you all in the next one.